number is 602-433-7000.
And a big thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio, and hope you're having a great Tuesday morning. A little cloudy out there and some rain expected, and that's a good thing. We could always use some rain up here in Rim Country. Well, this morning we're going to be talking about the DECA golf tournament that's coming up September 30th at the Payson Golf Club. And to talk about it is the teacher, DECA teacher extraordinaire, Ginger Liddell. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning. Thank you for having us today.
You're welcome. And a couple of our fine students, Manny and Sam. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, thank you for coming in this morning. Wait, are you missing school to be here? Technically, like, this is an assignment, right? Yeah, so I wasn't trying to set you up, get you in trouble. Like,
They're very bummed about missing a class.
They're very bummed.
Yeah.
They seem bummed. They're like, yeah, whatever. No, so hey, talking about golf tournament, and this is the first one that DECA has done, I believe.
It is. Our program, we do a lot of trips to expose my students to a lot of different ideas and programs and businesses and industry, and those are not cheap. And so we are trying to find ways that we can raise funds in a large sum at one time without having to do a lot of small little bake sales or things that take a lot of time and not a lot of outcome at the end. And so we thought this would be a fun way to not only raise funds, but also connect the community within DECA, so that way we can get our name out there too, and just be able to bring everybody together in one event.
Mm-hmm. So what you're doing is teaching your students about ROI.
Right.
Return on investment, where, hey, you do a bunch of little big sales, car washes, and so on. Don't get that much, but hey, you do a big golf tournament and really put a lot of effort into it. Get a lot of sponsors, participants, and it can be a really good fundraiser. Yeah,
and they've been hitting the streets for a couple of weeks now, getting those sponsorships and getting a lot of teams already, but we still have some room for some more. So.
Hey, there you go. So how would somebody, if there's a business listening, Manny, out there, how would they become a sponsor?
They could contact our teacher, Miss Liddell.
Okay.
And also maybe call the school to contact, so they can get information to contact Miss Liddell. And then we, as students, we can go give them a flyer or papers so they know more about it and if they want to sponsor.
All right, so if you're watching on our KRIM FM Facebook page, you can even comment on this video right now and say, hey, we're interested in being a sponsor, we'd like to participate. Or you can email Ginger Liddell at ginger.liddell@pusd10.org.
Correct.
Yeah, so golf tournament, setting it up. Have you guys, I guess, discovered, Sam, that there's a lot to putting on a golf tournament?
No, most definitely. I've had to go down to Pine for like 3 weeks straight to drop off flyers.
Oh, really? So you guys, going into Pine as well with the businesses there?
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, there's, when you think about all the businesses, it's not just Payson, but Pine, Strawberry, just all over Rim Country. There are businesses out there that I probably want to support and do support the different programs with the school.
Well, we live in such an amazing community. We always have had quite success in regards to the local businesses helping out our programs for not just for marketing, but all of our kids programs. We couldn't have picked a better place to live with the amount of support that we get from local businesses, and they are always very helpful in the sponsorships or even donations for anything that we really ask. They just are so giving.
Yeah, so the golf tournament is September 30th. And that is at the Payson Golf Club. Check-in is at 7 a.m. and the tournament starts at 8 a.m. And there's still space available, like you said, for whole sponsors, and there's different amounts. for the different whole sponsors, and definitely teams. You can still have more teams sign up as well, right?
Absolutely.
All right. There's also not only great businesses in our community, but organizations. And one of those organizations that are helping you guys out is Mogollon Sporting Association, MSA.
They are. So we as a school, we can't do raffles or auctions. And so they are volunteering their time in order to help run our 50-50 raffle and the auction of items. And then they'll bring that donation back to the school.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So these funds, as you said earlier, go to help fund travel expenses, the competitions, trips to different places, so your students can get exposure to different businesses, industries, and so on. So one of those things is a state competition in February, right, Manny?
Yep.
And are you excited and looking forward to state competitions this year?
Yeah, I'm looking to improve, hopefully try to win some DECA glass this year. I've been studying, trying to improve to try to win.
So, and you've competed before in the state competitions?
Yes, I've competed twice, my
And-
sophomore and freshman year.
And in like what areas? Like what did you do?
Sports marketing, I believe both times.
Sports marketing?
Yes.
Nice. Show me the money. Show me the money. A movie reference to long before you were born, Manny. But, yeah, Ginger will explain it to you. So is that the industry that you want to go into?
Most definitely, probably. I really like sports. Since I've been a young kid, I've always connected with them. So probably.
What's your favorite sport?
Mostly baseball, football, because that's the one me and my dad started watching when I was young. So it has a real connection with me.
Gotcha. Baseball and football. Do you have a favorite team?
The D-backs and Cardinals.
D-backs and Cardinals?
Yeah.
Cardinals, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
I'm
not
sorry.
doing so well, but it's
gonna
fine.
be a long road, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you have to root for the home team, right? You
Yeah.
have to. That's good. Stay loyal to the home team. You were born and raised in Arizona.
Yeah, Payson, Arizona.
Born and being raised here, so that is your home team. How about you, Sam? Are you looking forward to the February state competitions?
Most definitely.
All right. And what did you competed before?
Yep, twice. This will be my fifth time.
And what area did you compete in?
So my freshman year I did hospitality and tourism, which is a role play where you go in and then it was like lodging, so we had a hotel that we had to manage. And then the second time I did a written, where you get a lot of time to prep, and we did it on my dad's business, which is By the Bucket, me and my friend, and we got 5th place, which was one away from qualifying for ICDC, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so we're hoping to qualify this year.
Cool. So the hotel and tourism, when you did like that scenario, did they just like come at you with a lot of complaints or things that happened that people staying in the hotel are experiencing, you got to like solve or figure
So
out?
I'm trying to think about what our situation was, but it was mostly about trying to expand to the newer generation on how we can get Gen Z to come into our hotels for travel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Versus like maybe staying at Airbnbs or
Yeah.
things that are more popular with that generation?
So yeah, we did this thing where it was set up around the hotel. Gen Z could go around with their phones and scan QR codes and then make like scenarios based on the nature that's around them.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that is really neat that they, like you said, get exposure, not only on the trips, like when you're visiting different businesses, but these competitions. They seem to really be valuable as far as like real world scenarios or experiences.
They are, and like his written event, it's a 20-page business plan, and it's basically a franchise plan where they take a business that's a franchise and they try to reestablish it someplace else, and they have to come up with all the money as if they're going to a bank and asking for a loan with all the information to support
Wow.
opening up a new franchise is the business plan that they have to put together. And in regards to all the other role plays, they have a wide variety of either finance, hospitality and tourism, automotive services, travel and tourism, restaurant management, fast food. So there's a wide variety of choices that students can choose from depending upon their background. And then each scenario, every year, every competition is completely different. So there's
Wow.
nothing they can plan or prepare for because every scenario changes every time. But they can just have that understanding and know that it's one of those things where they get 10 minutes to prepare, as if they're the expert, the CEO or the sales manager, and they present that to the judge as if they are their manager or maybe a customer that they're having to deal with. And then they have 10 minutes to present that in the best ability that they have, and they get graded upon that.
Wow. So, do you know what area you want to compete in this year, Sam?
So I'll be doing an event. So we're going to be taking what we did before and just expand on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. And sports marketing again?
Oh yeah, probably most definitely.
Sticking with that.
Yeah.
Stick with that. So that's cool. So also, leadership and industry conferences are going to be held in different parts of the country this year. New York being one of them. Are you excited? Are you going to New York, Manny?
Yes, I am.
Are you excited about that?
Yeah, very.
All right. And what are you most excited about?
The food, trying to see the people, how they are, how different they are from here.
Yeah.
Just all the amazing things that are in New York, the Statue of Liberty, the 9/11 Memorial, the Empire State Building, all those things. I'm just excited to go see, but also learn from Macy's or Madison Square Garden for sports marketing.
That's a big one. I mean, how excited are you to be going to the Garden?
Yeah.
That's like, sports mecca
Yep.
here in the U.S. The Garden is it. Yeah, wow. So that has to be exciting for you, for the industry you're looking at going into. Cool. And then you have to practice your forget about it. Forget about it.
He didn't know that either.
No, he's not. No. How about you, Sam? Looking forward to New York as well?
Yeah.
And what do you think it will be the most exciting thing for you, or the biggest thing?
Probably going to the 9/11 Memorial, and then
Yeah.
going to Macy's to learn about how to expand a business in the future if I end up owning one.
Mm-hmm.
And then really just gaining new experiences with my friends and my other DECA,
Oh, yeah.
my DECA friends.
Yeah, so now, since you've been in DECA, have you gone on other trips, traveling to other states or places?
Yeah, so I went to Anaheim,
Okay.
and then it's mostly Phoenix
Okay.
for state competition.
Gotcha. We've been over to Anaheim. How about you, Manny?
I also went to Anaheim. We went for a conference,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very fun. And we got to learn a lot from a lot of different people. We got to meet a lot of new people, and it was very enjoyable. And this golf tournament will help us achieve more things like that for funding to Anaheim or New York and things
Yeah.
like that.
How did you know that's right where I was? That's where I was going with it. I was just going to, encourage people to participate and, sponsor and be a part of the golf tournament, because that is what helps fund these trips and gives you guys the ability to do these things and have these great experiences. So, that's funny. You went right into it. He's a natural.
He's a natural.
He's a natural, I know. So again, the DECA Golf Tournament is September 30th at the Payson Golf Club. 7 a.m. check-in, 8 a.m. start. If you'd like to sign up, you can email Ginger Liddell at ginger.liddell, and that's Liddell at pusd10.org. Or as Manny said earlier, give the school a call. Call the main office. Let them know, that you would like to sign up for the golf tournament, and they can get you to Ginger or someone that can help out with that.
And we have some flyers that are up around town, so if you see them, there's a QR code on there. You just scan it and it takes you right to the registration.
There we go, nice and easy. Yeah, just the QR codes, going back to what you were saying, Sam. QR codes. So if you're familiar with those, you can use those. Yeah, find a poster somewhere around town. And it is a scramble, so teams of 4. And the other thing is, man, somebody can win $10,000, Manny.
Yeah,
A
lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, huh? $10,000 for a hole-in-one. And again, there'll be the 50-50 raffle. Are you going to also have different raffle items out there?
We do, so there's several businesses in town as well as up in Pine that have donated items for us to auction off. And so
Okay.
it'll be kind of like a raffle auction where they'll pay for the ticket and then they choose the item. And then we'll have that drawing at the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So there's the conference in New York, and then there's also one in Florida, Sam? Or a competition in Florida?
There's one in Florida, yes, and
Yeah.
it's a sports marketing conference in Florida.
Gotcha. That's why that's why he knows about this, huh? Because
Yeah.
it's the sports marketing. Gotcha. Okay. So are you planning on going down to that one?
We'll see maybe if
Yeah.
I'm able to get the funds. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But if I can, yeah, probably. I really liked Florida when I went.
Okay, you've been to Florida before?
Yes.
And that conference is it's based more on, excuse me, industry. So they have industry partners that come in and they're the main speakers, and they break them up into sessions, and they learn a little bit about all the different aspects of sports and entertainment while we're there. And then we have another conference in Austin, and that's more of a leadership conference about leadership skills, as well as a dive into the competitions themselves and helping the kids improve on their presentation skills and things like that. And so that one's in Austin, and that will be in November.
In November. It's a busy schedule, huh?
It's a busy schedule.
Wow. And then an international competition in Anaheim, Sam. So that is the one that you were talking about. You went to last year, participated in that one?
So I participated in state, and then in my category, you have to get top 4. We got top 5.
And he just got, gotcha.
Yeah, last year was in Florida.
So this year, you're gunning for Anaheim.
I'm gunning for Anaheim.
Gunning for Anaheim, and you'll get it, man. I think you guys will get it. And how about you, Manny? Would it be your first time going to Anaheim?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
I win, yes.
If you win, so you got a place in the top 5. Is
Four.
it 4?
Top 4.
Top 4. And now this is, there's schools all over the state that are competing. Is it broken down like sports as far as the size of the schools?
No,
No?
it's just broken down by
DECA
whoever
programs.
signs up
Yeah.
for that event. And then the top 3 or 4 in that category
Gotcha.
qualify to go to internationals, where they compete against 22,000 other students from around the world.
22,000 from
Yeah.
around the world. Oh my gosh. So how many, approximately, DECA programs sign up for the state competition around the state?
So there's roughly about 600 students from around the state
Okay.
that come to compete. Actually, I apologize. It's more like 2,000. There's about 2,000 students from around the state that come to compete at the
Wow.
state level. And
Wow.
then in their category, the top 4, 3 to 4, depending upon the category, will qualify.
Wow. So, I mean, that's no joke. It's not like it's maybe 50 or, 100 kids or whatever, but you're going against almost 2,000.
Not necessarily in their category.
In their category, yeah,
Right,
but
but
yeah. But I mean,
There is
all the
definitely
kids competing.
competition, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
From around the state, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've always had people qualified to go to internationals every year.
And how many different categories are there? There's a lot.
There's a lot, there's over 40
over 40?
different categories.
Okay. All right. But that's still, a lot of competitors in each category.
Yeah.
It is like there's like 50 or so.
About,
50, yeah, so only
Depending
the
upon-
top
yeah.
4. Wow. So very competitive.
very. And a lot of these schools, are, have a lot of exposure already to industry or high-end influence. And so the fact that my students do as well as they do just is a testament to them and their hard work.
Mhm. Now, do you get support, or their local businesses, business leaders, people that come in? I know Sam mentioned like his father and with his business, By the Bucket. That's great experience for Sam, his group, his team, to be able to have that exposure to that and, that inside knowledge. And are there other business owners or people that work with DECA that kind of help them out?
They do. We have several that will come in and be guest speakers and just talk about their industry. My seniors, all of them do internships with local businesses, and so
Nice.
just even that exposure on the backside. And then also, we do some practice role play nights to where it gives my students that opportunity to practice what it is to go through that role play before we actually compete. And we have a lot of local businesses that will come in and be the judge for that and then provide that feedback to the students so that way they are better prepared.
Gotcha. Yeah, that, again, there's just a lot. There's a lot to the program, a
There is.
lot that you guys are learning. And just, I think, great experiences too, that can really help these guys if they decide to go into, marketing or whatever, have your own business. I mean,
Business, hospitality, finance, any of it, yeah.
yeah. So Sam, I mean, how valuable or how much of a difference do you think it's making and it will make being in DECA if you try and do your own business or when you do your own business?
So I think it's going to make a huge difference because I want to go to college for business and being, marketing is going to be a big part of that.
Mm-hmm. And I think in preparation for college as well, instead of just maybe reading about things or having that book knowledge, you'll have actual firsthand experience.
Yeah, so internships will definitely give me an experience in, working in the actual businesses that I would like to work in when I'm older.
Mm-hmm. And putting together business plans.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the time you've spent putting together a business plan, presenting the business plan, probably speaking to potential investors or trying to get, loans or the money, for the business.
Right.
Just all of it. Wow, it's great. So again, how you can help out if you're listening or watching, you're a business, an organization, or an individual in the community that would like to sponsor or help the Payson High School DECA program. It's through the golf tournament. So you can put together a team. It's a scramble, teams of 4 people, or you can be a whole sponsor. And I'm sure you can have families. If there's a family out there listening and they want to sponsor, they could have their family name, couldn't they, as a whole sponsor?
Absolutely. So we have a $200 Longhorn sponsor. That's 2 sponsors per hole. And then we have our DECA sponsorship, which is $400, and that is for your own individual hole for yourself. And we will have banners that identify your business at each hole that you sponsored, as well as we have the $10,000 hole-in-one sponsor with
Crabtree and Shepherd Insurance.
yeah,
There
so
you
they
go.
have sponsored one of our holes for a $10,000 hole-in-one. And so, like I said, we have a great partnership with local businesses, and they have really come through and come forward. But we still have room for about 10. We have 12 holes completely sponsored. So we have the 6 left that need some sponsorships to them. And then we have room for about 10 or so more teams
Okay,
that are open for people to come.
gotcha. So the DECA program, it's been this year, third year, Sam?
Yep, this is my 3rd year.
Third year. What has been your favorite thing about being in the DECA program so far?
So on pretty much every trip that we've done out of state, I've had a new birthday at a restaurant. So,
Oh, that's cool. It just happens to fall on
yeah, it just happened to fall on me.
on your
It happened last
birthday.
year.
So you're going out to eat, it's like, hey, it's this guy's birthday, and you celebrate your birthday in a different restaurant, different place.
A different day too.
A
It doesn't even necessarily have to be my birthday.
No, that's good. How about you, Maddie?
My favorite part about DECA is being able to learn and get experience for my future, and also the trips and the bonding within DECA, because it's also like a family within our officer team, and just like the whole all the DECA classes. When we have our banquets, there a lot of people are there, and that's probably my favorite part.
Oh, yeah. So are you one of the officers?
Me and Sam.
Okay, and what position do you have?
I'm an officer at large.
Okay, and how about you, Sam?
I'm the historian.
Historian. All right, you have to think about that for a second.
I almost said hospitality because I was thinking of earlier.
Yeah, but it's the other H word. The other H word. What is it? Yeah, historian. Cool. Okay. And about how many students do you have participating in the program? Ginger?
So all of my students who are in my marketing class are a part of DECA, so I have about 130 roughish
Yeah.
students. In regards to those who actually compete, we have had up to about 60 to 70 that would attend district competition, which is a smaller state where you're just dealing with about maybe 8 or 9 other schools for districts. And then when we actually make it to state, it dwindles down to about 34 to 40 students that actually attend state. It's a 3-day event down in Phoenix, and so again, it's not cheap
Yeah.
to do that. We stay at the Arizona Grand, and so it's one of those, another great experience, but it all comes down to cost, so.
Comes down to, yeah, funding. And, I mean, there are quite a few of the CTE programs at the school, and all of them are very active and doing a lot of different things. So the funding for all of those programs, wow, that probably adds up to quite a bit.
It does, and if you're out there and need a tax break, we can always also take in the tax credit too.
That's right. I think that's one of the many great things about the school here, all the CTE programs and the opportunities for our young people to get that firsthand experience in the different programs rather than just reading about it.
Well, and just like this last weekend, we had the Gila County Fair, which FFA had 15 or so students that were selling their animals, and so just that business experience too about promoting and raising their animal. And then our autos and construction, they're going to be going to a leadership conference in Washington, D.C. here in a couple of months. So there's lots of opportunities for them to get those leadership skills, understand industry, and get all that hands-on experience.
No, it's good. Do you participate in any other CTE programs, or is it really
At
just
the moment, no,
Okay.
But I've been in marketing for 3 years.
for 3 years? How about you,
I'm
Sam?
the same way.
Same way, yeah. And I think it would be hard. I guess it would be hard, wouldn't it, for a student to do multiple CTE, or is that possible?
No, it's possible.
Okay.
2 is usually the most,
Okay.
and especially if they're going to stick with both of them all 4 years.
Okay.
Because especially if they're college bound, they have to have a foreign language, and some of those electives, depending upon how they did throughout the school year, will change. But
Okay.
I have had students that have been in ag, science, as well as my marketing class all 4 years. So it is possible for them to choose 2 and complete that. It just really depends on their interest and where they want to go in their future.
Especially if they're similar, or because I know it surprised me when I learned about FFA, just how broad that program is, and they have marketing within FFA. So
They do.
I could see where it would be advantageous for a student to, if they were involved in the marketing on the FFA side of it, or in that specialty, to also be involved in DECA to get that marketing experience as well.
Yes, there's a lot of crossover in many of them.
That is good. So again, golf tournament September 30th at the Payson Golf Club, and you'll see flyers, posters all around town. They have the QR code on them, so you can scan that to register, and also you can contact the school, Payson High School, if you would like to register. Looking for teams and still some whole sponsors, and that's how you can help these guys fund their trips to New York. And then also, because they're going to be qualifying for the international competition, they'll need funds to get to Anaheim as well.
That's right.
All right. So thank you guys for coming on and sharing this morning. Yeah?
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
You're
us.
so welcome. Thank you, Ginger.
We appreciate your time. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
And
you're
we
very
look forward
welcome.
to seeing you guys on the 30th at Payson Golf Course.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening and watching. Time to get back to the music. But before that, we're going to get a quick update from the National Weather Service. There we go. Mics are down, and turn this off.